Hello and welcome back to Scouse Farm. A little handy tip video for you again. There's always a few tips you can learn in the garden, and this is one I obviously learned off somebody else. I didn't figure it out for myself, but I always wondered when I was first new to growing food, fruit, veg, what the things were, the big long tendrils coming out of the strawberry plants. So I've shown you on a few videos before, but for those who've not watched any previous videos about strawberries on the channel, they are there, have a little look. Then these long tendrils with a little leaf on the end, they get pushed out by the strawberry, and what it does is it looks for some soil to anchor into, and then it creates another plant. And the first ever one from this bed here come through the fence, a little runner landed in there and just jumped across the soil, and it's managed to get all the way to the other side of this conifer, which is a dwarf variety called Albert's Gold Erica, and it's quite beautiful. It starts off really small, it's a very slow grower, so you can put it in a container or in a small garden and it won't just take over and turn into a massive conifer tree very quick. So it is slow growing. That's probably been in there now about 8-9 years or something, and it looks lovely and it's evergreen, so you get some colour all year round. So back to the strawberries. What I wanted to show you is how you can make more strawberry plants out of the ones that are in your garden beds. So when they do send out these little tendrils, what you do is you get a pot to receive it in and grab hold of one. Again, it's difficult to do with one hand, but you see here we've got leaf, so you've got leaf there where my fingers move in, and there's one on the end. So for this demonstration you could use this one or use the end, but for the demonstration I'm going to use the end. So you place the end in to the recipient pot, just push it down a bit so it's inside, and to anchor it down you can use clips, or if you've got nothing available then just place a stone over it and fill around the edges and water it in, and then hopefully it will root in the area where you've placed the stone, and this will start bushing out and making leaves like this, and then you'll know it's working. And as you can see here, one I prepared earlier, this was done a few days ago, and that is already starting to leaf up. And what I used there instead of a stone is it was just lying around. It's like a hanging clip, and I thought instead of throwing it away, it'll come in handy one day. And I thought, well, yeah, I'll just get a bigger pot and then I'll put this in, and it'll stop the tendril trying to be pulled up, because sometimes birds land and they rag at things, so it's easy to lift it out when it's young. So there's a little tip for you, and there's a little update. Some free strawberries there, you can see the red. All of this, none of this I planted. Remember, these are all donors, volunteer plants as they're called. So all of these strawberries, all the ones to come, like these here, these hanging down there, all of this is literally free food. And just to show what happens when you do make these pots, because I do them every year, I just get a load, leave them through winter, and then give them away in spring and summer. So there's 2 more ready to go around here, and even when the pot is up from last year, this is a 1-year-old plant and it's fruited in that little pot. And look at those red strawberries, absolutely gorgeous, like mini snooker balls. So that's a 1-year-old plant that was cut from a tendril last year. You can see where it is, that the tendril come in, and then when it was anchored and it showed signs of life, I just cut it off from the parent plant, and then you've got yourself a free strawberry plant. And that is pretty much exponential. You can continue to do it every time and everywhere you see a tendril. So not all of them make it, but for those that do, you can't beat free food. There you go, handy little tip for you. Get yourselves some extra strawberry plants, and once they're planted, never pay for one again. And there's a few more there in a bigger pot. That's a gift for someone, so I've put that in a 12-litre pot, and that is 3 plants in 1 pot, and that will be very easy to grow from next year. That will start flourishing next year. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again soon.